JBNN will keep you informed. I'm Michelle Jones. Before we get into the news, please remember to like, subscribe, leave a comment, and share the news with someone today. Now on to the news. Former NCB wealth advisor and attorney unhappy with custodial sentence. Attorney Matthew Hyatt, who represented former National Commercial Bank NCB employee Kadeen Thomas, says he and his client are disappointed with the 24-month sentence she received for stealing a total of $74.5 million from three of the bank's customers. Thomas, who was a wealth advisor at NCB's Ocho branch, was sentenced to 24 months at hard labor for uttering forged documents and 12 months of larceny as a servant in the Sentence Bay Parish Court on Thursday. The sentences will run concurrently. I am disappointed, and Ms. Thomas is also disappointed, Hyatt stated. She received a custodial sentence. I had pleaded for a suspended sentence. The judge, using her discretion, gave her a 30% discount, taking into consideration the good social inquiry report and the fact that she has no previous convictions, Hyatt said. In February, Thomas pleaded guilty to fleecing three of NCB's customers of millions whilst being a wealth advisor. She admitted to 3 counts of larceny as a servant and 31 counts of uttering forged documents. She got a discount on her sentence because she pleaded guilty at her first chance, Hyatt explained. Thomas has already repaid to NCB $100,000 of the $400,000 that was stolen. Thomas was charged under the Cyber Crimes Act in 2023. It was revealed in court that during her 2-year tenure managing the company's wealth portfolios, she forged client signatures on a debit instrument, debited their accounts, and transferred funds to several accounts, including hers. According to Hyatt, the 36-year-old is remorseful and has taken full responsibility for her actions. Woman gunned down off Maxfield Avenue. A woman was fatally shot by a gunman along Nelson Road off Maxfield Avenue in St. Andrew on Wednesday night. Investigators reported that at about 7:30 p.m., Irene Leng was sitting at her gate on Nelson Road when a motor car with armed men aboard drove up. 2 men alighted the vehicle and opened fire on Leng. The wounded woman was later pronounced dead at hospital. Superintendent Damian Manderson, head of the St. Andrew South Police, has listed Romario Grant, otherwise called Kaka, and Irons as a suspect in the shooting. He said Grant has been listed as one of the division's most wanted fugitives. Superintendent Manderson urged Grant to surrender to the police and warned that anyone caught harboring him would face the full force of the law. Man in serious condition after drive-by shooting in St. Mary. A construction worker of Dover, St. Mary's in serious condition. Following a drive-by shooting in the community on Wednesday, June 27, reports are that 48-year-old Winston Powell was among several people standing along the roadside when a white motor vehicle with armed men drove up. The men alighted from the vehicle and proceeded to fire shots at the group before making their escape. When the gunfire subsided, Powell was discovered with gunshot wounds to his upper body. He was rushed to the Onotobi Hospital, where he was admitted in serious condition. Several rounds of 9mm spent shells were retrieved from the scene. The St. Mary Crime Investigation Bureau is investigating. 2 hospitalized following Manchester crash. A woman and a man have been hospitalized following a 2-vehicle crash on the Kendall Main Road in Manchester on Thursday. Barnett Brown, a JPS company contractor, said about 5 p.m. he and his nephew were traveling through the area to Tiki to restore electricity when a Honda motor car traveling in the opposite direction collided with his pickup. Me I come down the road, I go for my duties. And I said the driver, the Honda, come towards me. And him straight over to my side and slapping at me and right off my vehicle, he said, while stating that the road was wet at the time of the crash. The people at the Honda jerk up bad, he said in reference to the injured man and woman. Investigations continue following death of PNP councillor Ron Bryan. Health Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton says the case involving the death of People's National Party councillor Ron Livingston Bryan at Princess Margaret Hospital in St. Thomas has been referred to the patient complaints mechanism. The Southeast Regional Health Authority (SERO) is continuing its investigation into Mr. Bryan's death. Dr. Tufton says the investigation will seek to determine if negligence led to the death of Mr. Bryan. SERO's report identified several issues that may have contributed to the unfortunate outcome of Mr. Bryan. Investigations by SERO are still ongoing. However, the case has been referred to the patient complaints mechanism, where an expert panel of physicians and legal experts are being convened to review the issues raised in the report and to determine if there is any negligence on the part of any of the responsible personnel, as well as to make any recommendations for the way forward, said the minister, who was speaking Wednesday at a post-cabinet media briefing. Brian, who represented the Morant Bay Division in the St. Thomas Municipal Corporation, died of a heart condition at the hospital close to 2 months ago. Appeal court to decide on DPP ruling next court term. The 5-day hearing to determine whether the Constitutional Court erred in striking a 2023 amendment extending the tenure of incumbent Director of Public Prosecutions, DPP, Paula Llewellyn, has ended. The panel of appeal court justices hearing the appeal, led by Justice Jennifer Straw, said, given the sensitivity of the matter and the urgency, a ruling will be handed down as early as possible in the next term, which begins September 23. Jamaica Circuit Courts operate on a 3-term system. The first one, Michaelmas, runs September to December, the Hillary term, January to April, and the Easter term, which runs from April to July. The appeal centers on the validity of the 2023 Act, which amended Sections 96.1 and 121.1 of the Jamaican Constitution, giving the right to the incumbent DPP to be able to extend their term of office beyond the retirement age. In April, the full court, comprising Justices Tricia Hutchinson-Shelley, Simone Wolf-Rees, and Sonia Whit-Blair, had ruled that while the amendment to the Act increasing the retirement age of the DPP from 60 to 65 is constitutional, the new provision, introduced into the Constitution via Second Amendment, giving the DPP the right to elect to remain in office, is not a valid section and is severed from the Constitution because the process remains unchanged for extending the retirement age. Consequently, the panel said the section is unconstitutional, null, void, and of no legal effect. Area 3 Police conducting operations to curtail criminal activity. The Area 3 Police said the strong presence of officers in public spaces in the last few weeks has been successful in curtailing criminal activities. Acting Senior Superintendent David White, Operations Officer for Area 3, said that the police have been blanketing main thoroughfares and the town centres across Clarendon, Manchester, and St. Elizabeth to curtail the movement of criminals.
Well, it's an ongoing operation that we use our main thoroughfare. One is to avoid criminals from entering in and out of the parishes. We would have streamlined these operations in different town centers, and we have been reaping success so far in regards to these operations. Yes. We will be covering the parish of St. Elizabeth for the day. We'll be back here for a number of days after today, but we are going to streamline it strategically throughout the rest of Area 3 to make sure that our presence is felt and that we bring criminals to justice. We are doing motor vehicle checks, we are issuing tickets, and so far we would have removed more than 20 plates from motor vehicles. We would have issued over 120 tickets so far since the start of the operation. That begins at about 9 o'clock this morning, and we'll continue to do the operation today.
Forensic expert says Keith Clark appeared to be upright when shot by soldiers. The Keith Clark murder trial resumed in the presence of a 7-member jury Thursday in the Home Circuit Court in Kingston, as prosecutors managed to pin down one of their witnesses, a forensic expert, to have her give evidence on blood splatter, which she found inside the accountant's master bedroom, where he was shot and killed by members of the Jamaica Defence Force, JDF. Keith Clark could have been injured whilst in an upright position, the retired forensic scientist said during an examination in chief. 3 soldiers, Lance Corporals Greg Tingling and Odell Buckley, as well as Private Arnold Henry, are being tried for murder in relation to Clark's shooting death at his home at 18 Kirkland Close in Red Hills, St. Andrew. The military and the police had gone to Clark's house in search of then fugitive drug lord Christopher Dodo-Skoke and some of his cronies who were believed to be hiding out there. It is alleged that Clark took up an ambush position on top of the closet. As members of the military broke down the door to his master bedroom to gain entry, Clark, who was a licensed firearm holder, was said to have had his gun with him while on top of the closet. According to his widow, Dr. Claudette Clark, he was shot as he attempted to climb down from on top of the closet with his back turned when the soldiers entered the room. Clark was shot more than 20 times, including in his back. The forensic expert told the court that based on evidence, the The scene appeared to have been disturbed. She made this observation in October 2010 when she first visited the scene, which was 5 months after Clark was killed. According to her, she witnessed a form of stain that indicated that there could have been an attempt to clean up. She highlighted that blood on the floor inside the room was disturbed. She also confirmed that DNA belonging to a male other than Clark was found inside the house in the basement area. The trial continues on Monday. JBN, we keep you informed. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, leave us a comment, and click the notification bell to receive our daily news items.